sekolah. Acara selanjutnya ada guru SMP Anur yang akan tampil. Siapakah dia? Langsung saja kita sambut. Kepada Memina Rastiana, dipersilakan. Tolong tepuk tangan yang meriah. Terima kasih Latifah. Bagaimana kabarnya? Sehat semua? Katanya Pak Egi gurunya harus kasih contoh, padahal nggak mau ya? Harus ya? Oke, hari ini karena ada dua, and then I will present storytelling. Saya mewakili yang storytelling. Nanti ada sedikit materi storytellingnya gitu ya. Oke, panas ya? Oke lah, geser lah. Jadi nih buat teman-teman kelas 7 sampai 9, ketika kamu mau mendongeng bahasa Indonesia, bahasa Inggris sama. Ya, pertama, jangan kamu satu halaman itu read all the text, baca semua. No, you don't have to. Kamu harus bikin pointer-pointernya. Oke, gitu ya. Peserta udah paham ya? Tapi jangan ke distract sama yang saya kasih contoh. Oke, now look at this picture. Lihat gambar ini. Have you already know? Tahu kali gambar apa?
Yes, I know.
Gambar apa? Surabaya. Yes. And then, what picture is it? Gambarnya apa sih? Aku lihat Surabaya ya, tapi gambarnya apa? Coba lihat, ada apa di sini? Ada hiu sama buaya.
Bu hiu sama buaya. Hiu in English, hiu dalam bahasa Inggrisnya apa? Shark. And then buaya apa? Kamu. Today I'm going to bring a story, the folk tale, cerita rakyat. It is from one of Indonesian region, dari salah satu. Wah, ditinggal saya. Yang pakai baju hitam tahan ya, karena kamu present kan hari ini. I will bring a story about Surabaya. Why the name of Surabaya come from? Kenapa sih namanya jadi Surabaya? Now listen to me. I will give you the history of Surabaya. Udah. Once upon a time, there lived two animals. The one is shark, and then the other one is a crocodile. The name of shark is Sura. Siapa nama sharknya? Sura. And then Baya was the name of crocodile. They live in the sea. Di mana hidupnya? Di laut. And then one day they are very hungry. And then Sura say, I'm so hungry. I can find out the meal. Dia nggak ketemu makanan. And then they go to the region and then they see, wow, this is good. This is yummy. This is my meal. This is my lunch. Sura say. And then Baya say, no, this is
mine. No, this is mine. Hey, you greedy, said Sura. No, this is mine, Baya said. And then they fought. Apa artinya fought? They fought. Jidik gua gitu ya. Udah. They fought each other until they are tired. And then they say, no, Sura say, I'm surrender. No, I can't fight anymore. Okay, if we cannot win the team, if we cannot join this team, we should make an agreement. Dia harus bikin apa tuh? Perjanjian. Okay, we will divide the region. Sura, your area is the sea, and then Baya, your area to find the meal is the land. Daratan jadi wilayahnya siapa? Buaya. And then the sea, laut jadi wilayahnya siapa? Okay. And then the border is the santai. They live in peace for somehow. Apa sih? And then after a few years ago, after a few years, and then Surah said, no other meal in the sea. I can't find any meal. Saya nggak punya makanan di laut. And then Surah go to the land. They go to the land. They found out the meal. And then he saw a God. Wow, the God is mine, he said. When Baya found out Surah break the promise, they go to the land. Surah get angry. Surah said, hey Baya, you break the promise. You break our agreement. You cannot come to the land. You should go to your sea. No, I can find my meals. There is no food in the sea. Gak ada lagi makanan di laut, kata dia. Finally, they fought again. Mereka berantem lagi. And then at the last, Surah was failed. Baya won the fight. After this fight ended, they will go to their own area. Surah come to the sea and Baya come to the land. This is the end of Surah Baya. So why did Surah Baya name finally Surah Baya? It come from the story. Gitu ya. Kenapa namanya kota di sana itu Surabaya? Asal muasalnya dari cerita Surah and Baya. The moral value. Pesan moralnya ada yang tahu gak? From the story of Surah and Baya. Ada yang tahu apa pesan moralnya? Katanya jangan tamak. Don't be greedy. Gak boleh serakah. You have your own space. Kamu punya tempatmu masing-masing. Terus yang kedua apa? Oke, keep your promise. Manusia itu dipegang dari apanya? Dari omongannya, dari janjinya. Oke, this is the end of the Surabaya story. And then we go to the next contestant. Oke, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Terima kasih kepada Mem Nina atas storytelling bahasa Inggrisnya yang sangat keren. Acara selanjutnya adalah kegiatan inti, yaitu penampilan storytelling dan puisi dari para peserta. Baiklah, saya akan langsung sebut nama peserta yang pertama, yaitu Liza Cio Al-Hafiz dari Sumilanda yang akan membacakan storytelling. Kepadanya Raisa Hidayat untuk dipersiapkan selanjutnya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nizar Cio Al-Hafiz. You can call me Nizar or Cio. Today I'm gonna tell you about the story of Malin Kundang.
Tapi yang tadi
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Nama saya Nizar Cio Al-Hafiz. You can call me Nizar Cio. Today I'm gonna tell you about the story of Malin Kundang. Once upon a time, on the north coast of Sumatra, lived a poor woman and his son, who she called Malin Kundang. Her father eventually died, and her mother lived alone as a woman. Malin Kundang grew up as a skillful young boy. He always helped his mother no matter what, earn some money. Until one day, Mali Kundang decides to travel overseas. So then, he could find him. Years and years pass after Mali Kundang travel, he finally come back to his village. But not only himself, but with his crew and sheep. As near to his village, the villager recognized him by the scar on his face. So they tell Mali Kundang mother that he was come back. So they meet at the shore of the village. But when they meet, Mali Kundang doesn't recognize his own mother. He says, I don't have a mother like her. So then Mali Kundang's mother heart was broken. He cannot believe the son said such a word to his own mother. So then he prayed to God to punish his evil son. And her prayer was noticed not in a long time. After Mali Kundang and his crew set sail to the sea, at the calming ocean and the clear blue sky turned into a nightmare. As powerful tidal waves struck the boat, rocking everyone on board. As the thunder strikes the ground and raining poured. Everybody was confused. Why did it happen? But Mali Kundang knows that this is the divine punishment that his parents gave to him. Until finally, wolves break, drowning everyone. Well, except for Mali Kundang. He survived and come back to the shore of the village, where he sees his own mother. He started to beg his own mother to forgive him that he was his son, but her mother was silent, and he said that I don't have a son. Until finally, Mali Kundang body turned into a stone, still begging for his forgiveness, and her mother never forgave him. The moral of the story is always respect your parents or elders, and how much change you as a person. Never forget those who are always there by your side. Thank you for listening and paying attention to my story. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.